So without further ado, our friend, the legendary Philly Godfather, here on Booked, my friend. I am looking forward to it, and I am looking forward to being involved in it. He joins us here now. How you doing, bro? How's everything rolling, man?
It's freezing cold in Philly, probably one of the coldest days of the year, but it's not colder than the relationship between the Eagles and Statland over there. What's
What
going
do you
on?
make of that, man? What do you make of all that? I mean, and how he was shown the door. I mean, I've been calling it today a firing in a way because they probably gave him an offer he could refuse. And that's what they probably wanted him to do. Hey, look, we're going to take the run game responsibilities away from you. And then they turn around and they go like this. Hey, we want you to coach the O-line. And he said, screw that. I'm out of here. What'd you take of this story here this week?
I mean, it's a little scary for Eagles fans. Writing might be on the wall. And then you got rumors like Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson looking to retire. I don't think that happens because those guys make so much money. And, nobody hates money. But you never know. They had big issues on their offensive line last season. And that guy helped build that line. When did he come? 2013. He's been here for a while. It's hard to replace guys like that. They've been here. They know all the ins and outs. It's hard, man. So it didn't end well. I know that much.
Who do you think it impacts more, Hurts or Nick, losing Jeff Stoutland?
I think it impacts both of them the same. I mean, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. Has it impacted them so much that the market has moved on this team? Absolutely not. They still have the fourth best odds to win the Super Bowl for next year. I think the Seattle's first, the Rams, and Buffalo, then the Eagles. So overall in the market, nothing's happened. But, we're going to see what happens on the field this season. It's definitely going to impact an offensive line that already had issues last season. I think it was the biggest problem last year and why they went one and done in the playoffs. So they're going to have some problems moving forward. It might be the writing on the wall.
How about this? Is the writing on the wall for A.J. Brown here? Now, I mean, they obviously want to throw the football more, and they want to try to spread it out. They want to do a passing offense here. Does that entice him? Because I'll tell you what, if you listen to the people in Philly, a lot of people think it's 50-50 whether or not he's going to be dealt. You listen to people outside of Philly, they say it's more 70-30 he's gone. Where are you in this here with A.J. Brown coming back in 26?
I hear different things about his contract, which makes it a little difficult to move him. But I think he wants to go. I mean, he wants to go back to his old coach. I mean, New England has had so much success. Imagine A.J. Brown on that football team next season. Another year for Drake May, young quarterbacks who's only going to get better and better. Vrabel's one of the better coaches in the NFL, and he proved it again this year. Got the coach of the year. I think he wants to go. I don't know, financially, I don't know how the contracts are set up, if it's that easy to get rid of him. But I think from what I'm hearing, and I got guys close to him, he's kind of fed up with everything.
Were you shocked Stafford won the MVP, and do you think he comes back as the favorite next year to win the most valuable player, or is that Josh Allen?
I think Josh Allen's back next season as the favorite. But, Stafford, he had a hell of a season. And we were talking about all year he's the MVP. And the voting was close, actually. But, if you look at the raw numbers, no one played better than he did this season. Strength of schedule, everything about, the teams he faced, he was the MVP. Next season's going to be a little more difficult. It's hard to win it back to back, but he's got a shot.
All right. Let's get to the game. We have some prop bets, too, that we're going to ask you about heading into this game here. So let's go. It's 4.5 right now. Seahawks are favored in the ball game against the Patriots. 3:30 Pacific time, 6:30 Eastern time will be the kickoff for this ball game. Who do you like in the Super Bowl 60?
This is hard to call. The line opened up. Actually, the look-ahead line was 3.5 after Seattle beat the Rams and covered the Vegas number. Went up, they reopened at 4.5, shot up to as high as 5.5, and then there was some resistance. There was some sharp money that took plus 5.5 on the Patriots, pushed it back down to 4.5 where it's at right now. The total opened up at 46.5, dropped down to as low as 45 at some shops. So there's also some sharp money on the under. But you look at the bet splits, it seems like the whole world is betting the Seattle Seahawks early, right around 75% of the action in the U.S. and the offshore market is on Seattle. So that concerns me a little bit. But again, 10 times the amount of money comes in on game day. So, we might see some late money coming in on the Patriots. This game's hard to call. Both teams are really healthy. You look at their overall health score, probably the healthiest both teams have been all season. So there's really no edge there. The Seahawks team, I mean, they were number one in DVOA on offense and defense all season. But more importantly, they're number one in DVOA in the playoffs this year. And over the last 12 years, any team that was ranked number one in the playoffs in DVOA went on to win the Super Bowl 9 out of 12 times. So I guess I'm leaning Seattle money line. 4.5 points is a lot of points in a Super Bowl.
Yep.
13 of the last 18 Super Bowls, the underdog has covered the Vegas spread. And if you're a little superstitious, I mean, the Patriots are wearing white uniforms. I think 16 out of the last 21 Super Bowl winners have worn white uniforms. So maybe that plays some kind of superstitious role. Maybe it's a visual thing. I'm not sure. But how can you not like Seattle here? They got more weapons on offense, in my opinion. They got JSN, they got Walker, Cooper Kupp, they got Barner. And if you look at their odds to score a touchdown, they have 4 of the 6 highest odds of anyone on the football field for the Super Bowl. And I think JSN's like at minus 195 to score a touchdown, and Walker's at minus 110, and every other player on the board is plus money. So they definitely got, in my opinion, have the better weapons on offense. Defense, kind of a wash for me. I think both teams are really, really good. What scares me, if you're looking to back New England here, is they got to shake the offensive line. They've been shaking all year, and in the playoffs, they've given up 15 sacks. I think 5 in each round. So I know they played some of the better defenses, but still, if you can't protect your quarterback, you got big problems. And now you're going up against a Seattle defense that's one of the better at rushing the quarterback. Seattle's defense does have a chink in the armor. I mean, they don't cover tight ends well. I think they're ranked 29th in the league in allowing the most yards towards tight ends. I think right around 67 yards per game they're giving up to tight ends this season. So, Hunter Henry's probably going to have a big game for the Patriots. What else? It's tough, man. Right now, I haven't bet the game yet. I'm going to try and wait as long as possible to place a wager on the side. I bet a bunch of prop bets. I bet Hunter Henry over 3.5 receptions. I bet Hunter Henry plus 240 to score a touchdown. I took a long shot. I took that kid from Washington, Jack Westover, at 45 to 1 to grab a touchdown as well. I think he gets 1 or 2 targets in the end zone. If he catches the ball, you might get a big payday there. What else did I take? They got 2 great defenses, so I don't think either team's going to score 30 or more points. I laid 130 on that. There's some of the prop bets I bet for the Super Bowl so far, Dan.
How about this on the over-under on this here, 45.5? Where you leaning on that right now? You think that this is going to be high scoring, low scoring? 2 defenses heading into this game. I mean, obviously 2 defensive head football coaches. But here's something too. Last night, Josh McDaniels wins the assistant of the year. I've been saying it all year. I think he's one of the greatest offensive coordinators in pro football. And he's proven it again. He's back in the game. He's got Drake May. And also you got Clint Kubiak now is going to be the head football coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. And you got 2 good coordinators. You got 2 good defensive-minded guys. You think this is got a chance to be a low score? Do you think it goes over that 45.5?
Man, I'd probably look to play the under in the first half than the full game. The line opened to 46.5. There's some sharp money on the under. Pushed to 45.5. You got 2 teams that run at a snail's pace when they run plays. I think Seattle's at 28.6 seconds, and New England's at 28.8. I think it's like the 4th slowest paced football team in the league, the Patriots. So that tends to lean towards the under. They're both I think they're ranked number 1 and 2 in points allowed. So under the first half, I like that better than full game. But I could see the game going under. I actually I bet another prop. I bet both teams to make a field goal over 32 yards at minus 125 because of their defenses, because they are that good. So I think both teams make some stops and they kick some field goals here. But yeah, I can see the game going under.
How much money, Mike, is bet on this here, in your opinion, when it comes to the Super Bowl? How much, this is the biggest day, isn't it? This is the biggest day in sports betting. Or is it the tournament, NCAA tournament? Is it more money generated because it's a longer period of time because it's 2 weeks? Or is this the biggest weekend in sports betting, this Super Bowl?
This is the single biggest in the U.S. market. Obviously, soccer's bigger, but yeah, the Super Bowl is the biggest one-day event for the U.S. market. March Madness probably brings in more money. They're expecting 1.7 billion to be wagered in the U.S. market. I think it's going to be closer to 2 billion. But around the world, I don't know. It could be double, triple that. Yeah, it's a lot of money being put on the game here.
Let's do some props here. Drake May, over 223.5 passing yards.
Man, I think under. And I think he throws an interception. I laid 140 that he throws an interception.
Walker, the running back, Kenneth Walker for the Seattle Seahawks. Over under 71.5.
Man, it's right there. I didn't take a position on that. There's some sharp money that went under 77 or 76, so it's moved a lot. Patriots got a pretty good run defense in the playoffs. I think they're giving up like 3.3 yards per attempt. I would lean under.
Sam Darnold, 228.5 passing yards.
Man. I'd say over.
Cooper Kupp, over under 29.5 receiving yards.
He ain't what he used to be. It's right there. I guess I'd say under.
JSN, 96.5 receiving yards.
Under. I already bet that. I went under.
You think he goes under?
Yeah.
Drake May runs for more than 37.5 yards.
It's been over adjusted. He's got a little shoulder injury. I was watching a video of him, and he's right hand dominant. And when he's speaking, he's talking with his left hand. He's not even moving the right side. His shoulder's popping up. I don't know if they're going to let him loose. I'd say under. Seattle's got, I think they're one of the best run defenses in the league, don't they? Number one.
Absolutely. All right. MVP in the ball game. The guys that you would pick as the MVP. Who would you like on the Seattle side? Darnold?
I mean, he's the favorite at plus 120, and then you got Drake May at plus 240. If you want to take a long shot, DeMarcus Lawrence at 90-1. He causes some turnovers. You put $50 on him, you might win 90 times your money. So I bet Lawrence to have a sack in the first half and the second half. You get 10-1 on your money on that. So
how about?
Go ahead.
How about JSN winning the MVP?
I think what do you get 6-1 on that?
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets it, it's going to go to Darnold. I mean, he's passing him the football. Unless they have some design runs, unless Darnold throws 2 or 3 picks. I wouldn't take him. No, I wouldn't take him.
The coin toss. Who wins the coin toss? They got some wild ones here. Who wins the coin toss? Seattle or New England?
Man, let me flip a. There's no, you're laying 110 to win 100. If you flip a coin 50 times, you're asked out. You lose money every time. It's negative expectation. Yeah. So, if I had to guess, I said the Patriots have been lucky all year. Both bounced their way. They faced the cheapest quarterbacks in the NFL in the playoffs, and Justin Herbert had a broken hand. Their offensive line was all banged up. I think they used like 28 different guys on their offensive line this year. They go up against C.J. Stroud, who was horrible. They go up against they've been the luckiest team all. I'd say the Patriots win the coin toss because they've been lucky all year. I don't know. How good has the year been in betting in the NFL this year? I mean, when you watch the NFL now and how much they've invested in sports gaming now and how they're involved in it, I mean, there's no doubt that they're partners in this thing. Has it gone up every year over the last 5 years and how much money is being wagered on these games? Yeah, I mean, since they legalized it. I mean, it's always been going up. It built the NFL back in the, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. There were some really bad teams, and the only way to watch those games is if you had a couple bucks on them. And, there was a bookie on every corner and every bar and every bodega back then. And the mob, they would edge off to the mob. They were all the big edge houses, Kansas City, New York. But yeah, I mean, it built the NFL. It built this monster. And for years they acted like they wanted nothing to do with it, but they knew what was going on. I mean, guys were fixing games from Alex Karras, one back in the '60s, right? Like,
Yeah.
everyone was trying to take a bite of that forbidden apple. There's so much money involved. I don't know. Were there Rudy's bookmakers back in the '50s? You hear things. A lot of these guys were actually bookmakers that made enough money to buy these franchises. Now today they're worth 15, 20 billion. That's not happening. But now they're in bed with DraftKings. I mean, it built it built the monster.
So how, like, for you and your business, I mean, the NFL is the biggest business, right? I mean, compared to the other sports, them and maybe the NCAA tournament, I was saying college football, would it be in that order that it would go NFL, college football, probably then NCAA tournament, and how sports is going today when it comes to games?
College football piggybacks off the NFL, but it's the NFL and then it's March Madness. March Madness, it's so busy. There's so many. I mean, the money's just overflowing. So yeah, it's those right there. Baseball slows down a little bit. NBA, less and less. I mean, people aren't watching anymore. I can't watch it. My kids still handicap. I let them do all the the legwork, but I can't watch those games. It's a bad product. It's a really bad product.
It absolutely is. By the way, I had Jim Calhoun on last week on my weekend show when we were on the Sports Grid show, and I was talking, and I brought up the Arizona team, and they're just a dominant team. They're a big team. They're one of the bigger teams. Can anybody stop Arizona from winning the national championship? When you look at where they are right now, I mean, it's a pretty big number right now. A lot of people like them. Michigan, UConn, Duke. Obviously, those are going to be teams. Michigan State has kind of walked back a little bit. Anybody else you like out of those top four teams, Duke, UConn, Michigan, and Arizona? Would you take those 14? Would you?
Houston's going to be there. Houston's going to be there. Illinois, I took Illinois at 30-1 before the season started. Now their odds are down to like 13-1. That's a very dangerous team, very efficient basketball team. Top 10 defense, top 10 offense. That's what you're always looking for, college basketball. But again, Michigan and Arizona, man, they're going to be tough to beat. They'll end up in the Final Four. Those teams are strong.
How about Illinois?
I got Illinois at 30-1. That was my. I think I gave it out on your show before the season started. That was one of my future. I took a long shot with Virginia Tech at 500-1. I mean, if they get in, you can hedge your money. But at 500-1, they're a pretty solid basketball team. And then Vanderbilt's strong. You look at their offensive, defensive metrics, the way they play their style of basketball. But you're always looking, to take some big prices, some big underdogs, because later on in the tournament you can hedge and make some money. And I had nibbled on Michigan before the season started, small at like 12-1. I think they're down to like 3 or 4-1 now. But Arizona is the favorite as of right now.
Yeah, because we've been getting guys on like on the Sports Grid show, the college basketball guys, but that Florida team, the Gators. You think they're a dark horse team too?
Yeah, absolutely. They're good every year. I had them last year. I mean, they're one of the better teams. I think their odds are like what, 18-1 or 20-1. I forget what they are. Kansas is still there. Purdue's still lurking at like 21, 22-1. Ohio State, they're up there too. I think they're at 15 or 16-1. But I mean, the horses are Arizona, Michigan, Duke, Houston, and Illinois. I think they're the 5 horsemen right now.
So the book, how's it going? How's everything coming along here?
Doing great. I had a great meeting today with guys from Amazon. A lot of things are moving forward. Book sales are great. We're going to start the book tour back up when the weather breaks. The college tour, we'll be back speaking to colleges. And that's about it, man. I bet a couple other props if you guys want to bet under 10.5 penalties. Total for the game, you got 2 very well-coached teams, 2 very disciplined teams. I think they're ranked in the top 5 or top 7 in least penalties allowed all season. They run at a slow pace, so under 10.5 penalties. What else did I bet for you guys? Over 2.5 players will throw a pass. You can get like plus 170 on that. So you might have a running back or some kind of trick play go in there, or maybe Drake May gets banged up with his shoulder and he's got to leave for a possession or 2. And the third guy comes in. What else did I bet? I think that's pretty much everything, man. I think that's pretty much everything.
Dude, I got to tell you, I'm looking forward to it because, again, every year, the Super Bowl brings something new, something different. Oh, I got to ask you about Bad Bunny. Okay, I mean, does Bad Bunny, what kind of halftime show do you think Bad Bunny has? Do you think he does something or he doesn't do anything that is going to be controversial.
Oh, he's definitely doing something controversial. I just don't know if you're going to understand what he's saying. I got one more long shot if you guys want it. You ready?
Yep.
George Halani to score 2 touchdowns at 60-1, and you can bet him anytime touchdown at 6-1. I think he's going to be a little sleeper in there in that football game.
Well, here, just in case you don't want to watch Bad Bunny, White Smoke, Mike North is going to be doing a halftime show. He's going to be doing a halftime show. So I just let you know that. Make sure, tell the folks where they can find you, my friend.
Yeah, you can find me on X at Philly Godfather. The website is, I forgot my website, thephillygodfather.com. You can buy a book at phillybook.com. I'll send you out. It'll be autographed. It may take 3 to 7 business days. If you go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble, it's shipped to order, but it won't be autographed. Well, you probably get it the next day. And that's about it, man. Follow me on Twitter. I give out a lot of free stuff every day. And last year we killed it. I went on last year and I said, don't be surprised if the Eagles beat that team senseless, and that's what happened. And don't be surprised this year if Seattle goes out there and beats this team senseless.
Yeah. Make sure you listen to the Greek. All right. Listen to the Greek. Where is he? Make sure you guys there. That's my audition right there. Where's the Greek?
You like that little video, didn't you? You like that little video,
loved it, man.
You look good, man. Harley, all chopped up.
Man, I love that stuff there. My friend, we will catch you over the weekend, too. Thank you so much for everything you do for us, man. Thank you so much, man.
Good luck, guys.
You got it. That is the legendary Philly Godfather. Absolutely great stuff. Make sure you guys check him out. All right, let me pay some bills here. Number 1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason is our friends at Morgan & Morgan. I told you about the family in Pennsylvania, and I've been telling you about that story for the last couple months here. Family ended up getting initially $650,000. They ended up getting $26 million in settlement. There's a family down in Florida that was initially offered $350K. They ended up getting $12 million in a settlement. This is family owned. There's no other injury law firm like Morgan & Morgan. No one's like it. And the reason is because they win. Folks, do me a favor. Family owned, family run. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Big Stills, hit the like button. Appreciate you guys here on a Super Bowl Friday. 28-21. I got Seattle in this thing. I think they covered a 4.5. Here, for me, I think Darnold goes over 228.5. Drake May, I think he's under 223.5. Hunter Henry, I think he's over 37.5. JSN, I think he's over 96.5 receiving yards. I get Drake May running I think Drake May's going to run a lot in this game because I think Seattle's going to put pressure on him. And I think Mike McDonald's going to put a lot of pressure on Drake May, and I think he's going over 37.5. I don't think he's going to have a lot of passing yards, but I think he's going to have a lot of rushing yards. So I got 28-21. I got Seattle winning the game. If Bo Jackson played today, NFL instead of the early 90s, that injury would be fixed. Yes. If Bo Jackson's the best running back and the best player I've ever seen. I played against him collegiately and professionally. And there's nobody like Bo. I saw Bo going around the doing interviews. He really doesn't do that. Like, he's not a guy who goes out and does a lot of interviews. And if people remember, like, if you're a young guy, okay, and you're a young person, you don't remember the great campaign. Nike's campaign back in the day, Bo knows. Some of you guys that are older should tell some of the younger guys, that was one of the greatest campaigns. They had this commercial that Gretzky would go, Bo knows hockey, and he would shake his head. It was funny. But they'd have all the great athletes from all the other sports, and they would all go, Bo knows. Bo Jackson, one of the greatest athletes of all time. It's one of the truly greatest, like, promotions ever. I have Barry Sanders and Peyton ahead of Bo. Bo Jackson was a better athlete than both those guys. Peyton, in my opinion, I talked about Walter Payton. Oh, by the way, Bobby Wagner winning the Walter Payton Award last night was so awesome. I thought that was just fantastic that he won that. I love the story about his mom. And I told the story about how I and my family have a great relationship with the Payton family. And we go back a long ways. I've told you guys a couple times the fact that I played against Walter Payton in his final year as an NFL player in '87. He came to Tampa Stadium, and I remembered, somebody brought it up earlier this morning that in that final game, Hugh Culverhouse, the owner of the Buccaneers, I remember it was my first professional football game. I played against the Chicago Bears, and I played against the Payton Bears. And we honored him. And right before the game, I remember we gave him Tampa loved Walter Payton. Every time he came down and played against the Buccaneers, because back in the day, I don't know if Yale's in here, but people don't remember, Yale, that the Buccaneers played in a division called the NFC Central Division. And it was called the Black and Blue Division because, you played in that division, man. You had to pad up because you were playing some really tough football games. The Vikings were tough. The it was made up of the Lions, the Bucks, Lions, Bucks, I believe the Saints, Lions, Bucks, Saints, and Bears. I think, the Saints were in that division too, I believe. I can't remember I think the Atlanta Falcons were in the NFC East. I think they moved the Cardinals out. No, because I played against the Cardinals. Believe this or not, the Cardinals used to be in the NFC East because the last year they played in St. Louis, the Cardinals, I played against them. So they were still in St. Louis before they moved to Phoenix. It was the last year that they played in St. Louis. Then the following year they played in Phoenix. The Cowboys have always been in the East. The Cowboys, when they first were initially brought in, from what I understand, I talked to Tex about this. I think back in the day, get this, the East was set up as this. It was the Giants, the Eagles, Eagles, Redskins, and the Cardinals. Even when the Cardinals went to Phoenix, they stayed in the East until realignment. I can't remember when realignment happened, but they were in the East for a long the Phoenix Cardinals were in the they were in the NFC East for a while. Try that one, all the traveling that they had to do. Then of course they moved it to the NFC West after realignment. But yeah, that was wild. They were in the East. Shields, you think the teams will ever be moved to different divisions again? Depends on what happens in Europe. Like if they put a team in Europe, then it could change the divisions again. Or if you had more expansion. I don't know if you're ever going to see more expansion in the NFL. I know that they're talking about trying to put a team in the St. Louis area. And they were talking about maybe putting another team, like maybe potentially in San Antonio. But I don't know. I mean, I doubt they're going to make it. That's why I asked Mike, because they were talking about it with the commissioner. Like, could a city like Chicago have another team in it? I mean, Chicago, I think they're the third biggest city. Could they have another football team like an AFC team? And it depending on, again, if you're going to move the teams or not. So Utah Mormons. Yeah. Guys, have yourselves a great, great weekend. I got Seattle. I got them 28-21. I think that Seattle and Sam Darnold, I think Sam Darnold wins the most valuable player award. I think that you're going to see a difference in how they change the way they look at the quarterback position, because you can win a Super Bowl with a quarterback like Sam Darnold. So that's going to change the narrative. And I can't wait to see what happens next week with the Philadelphia Eagles. Holy cow. By the way, I think the next stories to drop are going to be what happens to AJ and what do you do with Saquon Barkley. Have yourselves a fabulous weekend. I will see you on Monday going 2 to 6. Have a great Super Bowl Sunday. A lot to talk about on Monday. We'll see you then, and we'll catch you on the flip side.